I'm 21 years old, dropped out of college 3 years ago, and yesterday my agency made over $5,000 in just one single day.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.
So before we get into the video, let me just quickly show you on my Stripe so you can actually see the numbers right here. All right, so we're inside my Stripe. As you can see, there's pretty much no money today. But, you know, in an agency, you don't close clients every single day. So October the 15th, you can see $5,200. So I will just go ahead and refresh that really quickly for you. All right, so we're back. As you can see, it made $5,200 just yesterday. I'm just going to go ahead and make some super quick changes so you can see that it's actually legit, and then we're going to put it back. Yeah, as you can see, the numbers come up right here. In this video, I'll be covering my story and how I grew my agency from $0 a month at the starting point, but more importantly, how I actually managed to systemize the whole process and remove myself from the business completely. What's going on, everyone? I'm Henrik, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about what it takes to run a successful business, and more importantly, how you can also start your own agency today and hopefully make over $10,000 just the next month from now. Now, before we get into it, I want to tell you that this is going to take a lot of time, a lot of discipline, a lot of dedication, and it's not going to be easy. So if you're one of the lazy people who's watching this video, I would advise you to just click off because it's not going to work for you. Running a business requires full dedication. But don't worry, as long as you have 2 to 3 hours every single day that you can set aside and spend productively, you should be able to generate the exact same results relatively quick. And one more thing I want to explain before we actually get into this video is that you cannot go into this business and expect to get the same results as me instantly. But for you watching, once we have rewired your brain, which we're going to do in this video, you should see how it's totally realistic for you to get to $10,000 a month relatively fast. Running a business is a test of your mental strength, character, and it's probably going to be one of the harder challenges you will ever face in your life. But with the right approach to it and the right foundations that I'm going to reveal in today's video, you should be able to get it down relatively quickly. So if you think that you have what it takes to run a successful business, then stick with me in this video, because I'm going to get into how I grew my company and how I rewired my brain to have the right beliefs and how I actually became successful in this business. And I'm also going to reveal the strategies that I used to make over $5,200 yesterday. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing that we have to talk about is your mindset. This is the things that you probably don't think is necessary to hear that you actually have to hear, because running a business requires you to just completely rewire your brain. This is your foundation, and without this foundation, your chances to growing a successful agency is pretty much zero. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is limited beliefs. This is something everyone has, and I probably had it when I first started as well. A couple of limited beliefs are things such as, I'll never be able to reach this amount of money or success, or second, it's too much money for me. I have to be gifted or talented, or I cannot pull this off. A lot of people think that they are not smart enough to run a business, and I understand where you come from. I mean, when I first started my business, I knew nothing, and I probably asked so many weird questions and annoyed people to try to learn how to do this, but you have to completely rewire your brain. So let's look into that. So how do you overcome your limited beliefs? Because it's actually quite simple. Well, you have to just completely switch your brain. You have to rewire it, and you have to think of it as a complete opposite way. So now I might be thinking it's just too much money. I can never make that amount of money. But let's switch it up. Let's look at it as it's actually not a lot of money. Like, you want to make $10,000 a month. There's people doing that an hour. There's people doing that a day. I've done it in a day. I've done more than that in a day. So when you start looking at money a little bit different, I look at $10,000 as 7,000 emails. You look at $10,000 as impossible, or a 100-hour work week. So what if we switched it up? What if $10,000 was 7,000 emails? Don't you think it would be a little bit easier to look at it then? So you see where I'm going with this? We just have to rewire your brain. And let me make one thing very clear to you. You don't have to be talented or have any skills when starting out to do this. I'm no different to you. The only thing you need to have is some willpower and discipline that's going to help you improve in your business. You cannot run this business without being disciplined. Now let's break down a couple of things you have to improve in your life in order to have a successful business. Because it's not just about mindset. This also comes down to habits. You have to cut out things such as bad friends, bad influence. Your parents, your family are probably going to tell you that you cannot do this. It's no chance. Like my parents told me, they said, Henrik, you have 3 months to show that you can make money online, or you have to go back to school. And that's fine. We have to respect our parents. I get it. You also have to cut out things such as drinking, going out with your friends, going to clubs, doing things you should not do that is not going to get you anywhere. And if you're not successful, just don't go out there and do dating, okay? Like, even for me at this stage, like, I'm just trying to grow my business. But if you're not the man, don't go out there and get into that. You must sit down for the next 6 months now to transform your life, because in just 3 to 6 months, your life could be looking completely different. So I would assume that if you're watching this video, you probably know a thing or two about running a business on the internet. I'm sure you have watched a couple of videos of other entrepreneurs, and you probably even know what running an agency is, because you probably have seen my videos on how to run a social media agency in the past. But let's look at it very quickly. What is money? How do you make money? So I look at money like this. The money that you make is a reflection of the value you can deliver to the marketplace, which means that if you can deliver a lot of value to the marketplace, you should also be paid good. SMMA, running a social media marketing agency, is skill-based money making. You make money by growing other companies, helping them with branding, helping them reach out to more people. But at the end of the day, your goal is to make your clients more money every single month. So that kind of means that you're doing skill-based money making. You have to know what you're doing. Now let's split SMMA into 3 different parts. The first one is client acquisition. Going out there, finding clients in your niche, talking to them, trying to convince them to get on a call with you. The second stage of running an SMMA is getting the client on a call, trying to sell them, getting the payment to go through, agreeing on a package, and figuring out a deal that fits the client. And the third one, which the gurus never tell you about, and in this video I'm going to expose to you why the gurus don't tell you this, is actually the service delivery. You're probably wondering, like, why has nobody really told me about service delivery? But I know why. I'm going to explain that. Because if you don't know service delivery, your business is pretty much just money capturing. You're taking people's money and you're not delivering the service. You can't be doing that, right? So when you run an agency, you have to remember you're running a professional business. You cannot go out there and not know your offer at all. So these are the 3 steps to running an SMMA if you were to break it down very simple. So how do we find clients for SMMA? Well, this video is about how I made 5.2K yesterday, and the way I did it personally was through cold emailing. Now, I have a team that sends out cold emails for me every single day. We're able to send out 500, 600, 700 emails every single day through Lemlist. When you first start out, that's not something you can do. You have to warm up your account. But let's look at it like this. We send out emails every single day. We have a script that has, for example, 80% open rate and an 11 to 12% response rate. Our only goal with that list is to set up, let's say, 10 meetings a week. And when I have a team that finds emails for me, they go to e-commerce websites where all the biggest stores are listed. And this website is called Dropispy. Now, I'm not affiliated in any way. I'm not trying to sell you on it, but Dropispy is where you're going to find most e-commerce stores. So in just 1 hour, my team is able to scroll down Dropispy and find over 1,000 emails to e-commerce businesses that we can reach out to. So at the end of every single day, we're going to have over 1,000 emails that we can contact throughout the week. So let's look at it like this. You're trying to make $10,000 per month. On average, 1 in 1,500, or if you're very unlucky, 1 in 2K. But let's say 1 in 1,500 emails you send out is going to be a client that pays you $2,000. So if the chance of getting a client is 1 in 1.5K, that means you have to do it 5 times to generate $10,000 a month, which means for 7,500 emails out there, assuming you know a little bit about closing, you know a little bit about sales, you should actually be able to get to $10,000 a month just by sending out 7,500 emails. So now you kind of see in the beginning of the video why I said that you have to look at money differently, because if we just sit here and look at the magical number of $10,000, which in absolute no arrogant way is nothing in this world, $10,000 is not going to get you to the lifestyle you want to, but you're going to be comfortable, you're going to, not be stressing so much, and you can scale from there. But now you see how getting to $10,000 a month is actually very, very achievable, especially when you have a team. Now there's just one small problem. You remember I talked about those 3 foundations: client acquisition, sales, and fulfillment of service. If you don't have at least 2 of them down, which is acquisition and sales, I recommend you to have the service delivery down too. But if you don't have those 2, then what are you really going to do? Because you will be sending out emails forever when you don't know how to convince clients on a meeting. So your next goal right now that you're sending out emails every single day is to get the clients onto a meeting. So you have to prepare. The best way to get clients is obviously by working with scripts. And once you're on the call, a very smart thing you can do is to set up a presentation that you can show your client. I always do this for my sales calls, but I don't make like a 10-minute PowerPoint to show to the client. clients because they want to feel like they're in control, right? They don't want to just sit there and watch. And that's going to bring up no conversation at all. Generally, you want to have your client speak 80% of the time and you 20. So that's the client speaking about themselves because people love to do that for 80% of the call, and you just offering the solution and asking questions, which is the remaining 20%. So what you need to do now is to get the clients onto a sales call, agree on a package, and close the client. So my best advice is to have multiple packages. You can have one at $1,000, which is just running ads, and at $2,000 you can have building them a new website, a new funnel, and also running ads. And for example, at $3,000 you can have running ads, building out a website or funnel, branding their business, and also social media management. This allows you to make the most money of the small clients and the big money of the clients that actually have the chance to pay big money. Now, in my opinion, the sales part is probably one of the hardest parts, but don't be discouraged, okay? I want you to understand that you're going to fail a lot of times, and it's completely fine. I have failed so many times in my business, but I never looked at it as failure. I completely ignored it. I failed last week. My agency lost 2 clients in one day. It was bad, but like, we're still good. We still have 14 other clients, so it's not a big deal, okay? And when you first start out, you're gonna meet a lot of failures, but you can recover from them. And truthfully, I've never really failed because I never looked at it as failure. I've always ignored failure and just jumped to the next part, just kept going. The third stage of signing a client is service delivery. And this is the most important part, because if you don't know how to deliver the service, as I said, you're just a payment capture. You're getting their money and they're getting no value in return. Keep in mind, they're paying for a service. It's like if I were to buy my MacBook and I give the money to the guy who's selling the MacBook and I don't get the MacBook, then like, what's gonna happen? You can't be doing that, okay? So this is the absolute hardest part. And why don't the gurus teach you service delivery? I have done it. I made a video on Facebook ads, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. And this is gonna be some real truth. If we look at it, most of these gurus out there are sitting in their parents' bedroom, in their house. They're 16 years old and there is no proof of them running an agency. And the strategy that your favorite guru uses is to seem humble. He doesn't show off. He doesn't flex cars. He doesn't flex his lifestyle. He's just humble. No, he's humble because he cannot afford to live the life. He's very likely to be a fake guru. That is why he's not posting videos on Facebook ads. That's why nobody teaches you service delivery, because 90% of the people you probably are watching are very likely to be fake. Because trust me, if he really made it, most people, you know, I'm not saying people go crazy, but he would probably make it very clear that he's made it. He would probably sit in a very different house as well. So don't necessarily listen to your favorite guru. I'm not saying people are bad. There's many great YouTubers out there. I'm just saying be aware. And when it comes to the service delivery, you have to learn how to master it. And it's a little bit hard because there's not that many good videos on YouTube on how to run ads. But if you really dig deep, maybe you go into some Discord communities. Maybe you look at the right tutorial. I have one. I know a bunch of other people that has very good videos. Once again, I'm not saying all the gurus are fake. There's many really good ones out there too. I'm just saying be aware. But at this stage, you have to understand client retention. You're not going to get to 10K a month stable if you don't know how to do service delivery. So first you capture the money, you agree on a deal, now you have to deliver it. And if you cannot deliver it, first of all, you're risking having to refund the client, which will be kind of a shame. You made your first $2,000, you now have to refund them. But secondly, if they don't refund, you're not going to work with them another month. So now I want to tell you why you cannot only focus on getting to 10K a month. If 10K a month is 5 clients, you lose 3 of them, or truthfully, you could lose 5 of them if you don't know how to run ads. You lose 3 of them, your income is now $4,000 a month. You lose 1 more, your income is 2K. So you see how scary it can be to be at 10K a month, especially if you have 2 clients at 5K. If you don't know how to run ads, you're risking just getting out of business instantly. So please do yourself a favor and learn how to run ads. The best way to do it is to learn some theoretical things like you do in school. You're just reading about ads, watching videos on it, and you never take action. And then the other 50% of it is taking what you learned and putting it out there in the world, you know, learning in a practical way. The best way to learn ads is by doing ads, but you also have to read a little bit about it before you go out there and launch some weird campaign for your client. You know what I mean? Now, once you master all of this, you have to build great systems. So let's say you make $3,000 a day. The first thing you're going to do is not to go out there and buy a watch. It's not to go to the club with your friends and celebrate and spend all your money. You can't look at it like this. You're trying to grow a real business. So your first step is to take $1,000 of those $3,000, for example, throw it onto a team of outreach. You used to do outreach yourself. There was one guy reaching out. So the 7,500 emails is now, you have to do 7,500. So if you put 2 people in your team and you do it yourself, you now have to only send out 2,500 because they're doing 2,500 each as well. This is how you need to look at it. It's an investment in your business. So with 2 people working on outreach that you can trust, you obviously have to talk to them a little bit, but 2 people on outreach you have to trust, you're going to be signing 3x the amount of clients. And I think we can both agree that that's way more worth it than going out there and doing like I did, spending my first client money on Gucci shoes. So reinvest into your business. Then once you have 3 people on outreach, you can start getting 1 guy for advertising to run the ads, because you cannot sit here with 10 clients and run the ads yourself like I did at some point. It was a very bad experience. You have to get some people to run the ads for you. And then honestly, what I would do is I would just get like 5 people on outreach. You'll be sending out so many emails, so many Facebook messages, so many Instagram DMs. So when you have your outreach automated, you're going to be making a lot of money. Now, speaking of systems, outreach, Facebook ads, and everything, I wanted to tell you this just one last time. And don't worry, this is not something I'm going to plug frequently, but I made a program for agency owners who wants to change their life and take their agency from 0 to 10 to 50 to 100K a month. So that program is going to be linked in the description. If you are interested in it, check it out. We cover way more than the average course. And in my opinion, I'm incredibly proud of it. And I think it's probably the best course out there. It's currently $497. I'm going to double the price on Monday morning. So if you're interested in that, then check out the 5-minute video on top, which is going to explain what the program is all about and how it's different. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you click a like on this video and subscribe. And if you want to see me, my day-to-day life when I'm traveling, and also how I run my agency, feel free to check out my Instagram right here. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.